I just had the biggest meeting I have had in years. President, the chief of staff, sales, and the programmers all at my dinner table. Remote, of course. Slide deck perfected, client notes on point. I mean, I had the perfect briefing, the perfect segues, had the CEO rock back in his chair. I did that. And when I closed that laptop, I was like, yes, I did it. Next step was to reach out to my manager, give her a little follow up. And I gave her a little summary. And you know what? Crickets. Nothing. Not one peep. And then a one sentence response that had nothing to do with the highest level meeting anyone could have in this company with the CEO. Now, I'm not telling you this story so I can get me a little pat on the back. I gave myself a pat on the back when I closed this here laptop. But what I want you to recognize and what I want you to sit with is the pattern. The pattern that runs through and runs deep. The thing that we do all the time is we put so much effort into proving ourselves, proving our worth. We stay up late at night, sending out emails, following up, and especially if you're a remote worker, you know the vibes. You know how much work you put in. We get up extra early to make sure we're on point. We are ready. Face is flawless. We are on camera and ready to go. And all we generally want is some acknowledgement. And all we get is crickets. Crickets. We pour out everything on these corporate jobs and they will not even bother to acknowledge the preparation or the work that we have done or our commitment to the client and to the services, to the mission and to the vision that is somebody else's. And the crazy part is I gave more consistency to my own purpose. I would be able to change the legacy and trajectory of my family. And yet here I am afraid to be seen because they tell us what we can and cannot do. So I don't show up because I'm too scared. Am I moonlighting? Am I too scared to say that I'm a coach or a mentor? Or will they think that I'm trying to take on some of their clients? And when it's time for me to show up in my own business, I get scared. I fall off. I don't show up on LinkedIn. I don't show up on YouTube. I'll do TikTok because it's the easiest way to hide, actually, because you think that nobody's actually looking, and then you find out your boss just questioned you about a post that came out at 12 o'clock noon, and you don't want to look like you're, doing TikTok on the job, but it's my lunch hour. And actually, I scheduled that 2 weeks ago. It's on a schedule that drops on its own. The fact that I don't even show up for my own purposes, but I show up like a G for theirs, that's a problem. In return, what we get is crickets. We fight for our bonuses. We fight for every opportunity, and we just be hoping that we are not the next on the chopping block. So again, it has us overperforming, overanalyzing. And the bottom line is we are gambling with our security with people who wouldn't even take 5 seconds to give you a pat on the back, let alone acknowledge that you just had the biggest meeting of your last 2 years. Now, I do not want you to think that this is an emotional diatribe. This is based in facts. I went and looked up the data. Black women are starting businesses at the fastest rate of any demographics in the country. This has been documented for years now across the Federal Reserve's small business credit surveys and the JP Morgan Chase Institute research on Black entrepreneurs. McKinley and Lean In Women in the Workplace report keep showing the same thing. Black women in the corporate roles face one of the largest gaps between effort and recognition. We overprepare, we overdeliver, we get promoted the slowest. That's not a story I'm making up. That's the data. So, the next time you crush it and nobody says a word, that's not an accident. That is the test. I'll see you next one.